Welcome back to our podcast, viewers. Today, I and my co host Vaibhav have the pleasure of introducing a multi talented individual whose expertise lies in finance, education, and entrepreneurship. Meet Ayushree Khanna, an experienced tax preparer, chartered accountant, and the founder of Commerce for You. Also, the owner of CA Ayushree Khanna and Associate. I'm really proud saying this about this associate. Beyond her professional career, I know Ayushri is deeply invested in counseling students on their career path, from conducting career counseling sessions for CA aspirants. Along with that, also empowering the school going students and college going students for the financial literacy. Along with this, many more. So, I would like to hear all this from Ayushri itself. But before hearing from you, Ayushri, I would first of all like to welcome you in our podcast, and I would like to know how you started this journey. Like before going to your entrepreneurship or finance, I would like to know how you started this journey and how you thought about, okay, I want to be first of all CA and then involve in all these domains together.
Yeah.
So over to you, Aishi. Would like to hear from you.
Thank you so much, Prachi and Vaibhav. So it's a pleasure to have a discussion with you and share my journey. And definitely, जैसा मेरा हमेशा target रहा है to inspire and motivate maximum students around me, and definitely individuals other than student as well, because you never know कि कब किसका experience किस तरह से आपको काम आ जाए. So if I talk about starting my journey, CA क्यों करना था? हमेशा मैंने इमेजिन किया दैट आई हैव माई ओन ऑफिस, माई ओन डेस्क, माई ओन चेयर. वो सिर्फ एक चेयर परचेज करी भी नहीं होती, बट दैट इज अ पार. आई वॉन्टेड माई पेरेंट्स टू बी देयर. तो अल्टीमेटली वो ड्रीम मैंने अपना लास्ट ईयर कंप्लीट किया. सो बिफोर स्टार्टिंग माई सीए जर्नी, डेफिनेटली आई हैड lots of hurdles and some kinds of instructions from my relatives, friends and knowns as well कि chartered accountancy मत लीजिए. This is going to be very difficult, very challenging. आपका पैसा, आपका टाइम, आपकी एनर्जी सब लग जाएगा, but you are not going to clear chartered accountancy. It is not a cup of tea. But anyhow, I'm enjoying my CA journey every day, having a cup of tea.
That's really nice to hear because I listening to you, I just remember one of my mamas, like mummy ka bhai. So basically, he was doing CA, and just because of 1 or 2 marks, he used to miss being a CA. So I know his journey, and whenever I used to talk to him, he always used to say, "Beta, science ले लो, commerce मत लेना या CA का मत सोचना." So I can totally relate when you said this thing. Really happy to hear. Okay, perfect. Next.
I think there is a same thing with my brother also, because I think I was just discussing with Ayushi about the same thing. जब भी कुछ ऐसा होता था ना कि कोई 2 मार्क्स से 3 मार्क्स से देयर इज एनी बैकलैश ऑफ आई ऑलवेज यूज्ड टू से यार इंजीनियरिंग की तरह तुम्हारे पास एटीकेटी नहीं होता क्या, तुम भी मतलब 15 दिन में दे दो और खत्म करो ना, क्यों अटके पड़े हो करके. बट देन इवेंचुअली आई थिंक दैट इज द टफेस्ट पार्ट, राइट? सीए इज द वन ऑफ द टफेस्ट एग्जाम वी हैव. सो कांग्रेचुलेशंस टू यू.
Thank you so much. The success story says it all.
Yeah,
क्यों इतना challenging होता है?
I think there are two professions. Whenever someone enters, there is absolute proud. I like in general, I'm saying either there are defense one or either there is a CA one. Everyone who enters it, they're super proud of that thing, and I think there should be also.
Yeah.
How you can miss the doctors? They will feel bad.
Yeah, absolutely. Doctor, UPSC, they are there.
Nowadays, you can't even miss the dancers or the singers as well. They are also into their profession. But yes, if I talk about feeling ourselves so proud, Vaibhav, generally whenever we have our meetings, whenever we have any kind of sessions, seminars, webinars, हमें सबसे पहले यही बोला जाता है कि आप कोई भी किसी भी तरह के पर्सन इंडिविजुअल होने से पहले आप CA. That prefix defines you well. So I have got my surname from my family, right? My name from my parents. But CA एक ऐसी चीज है जो हम 3.5 लाख चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स को एक फैमिली से डिनोट करता है. And that is why we are so proud.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think I know so far that you, before even becoming CA, I think you are into this entrepreneurial journey and that aspect, right? So can you give us a slight of glimpse of right from like your journey, because even people just do CA, that is difficult. You are doing it along with something else, so that is completely mind blowing for me. So just if you can share some brief about that.
Yes, definitely. More than an entrepreneur, I am and I was and I will definitely throughout my life will be a teacher, a mentor. तो वैभव ऐसा होता है कि जब भी हमें कोई काम करना है एंड इफ वी आर इंटरेस्टेड इन दैट, वो हमारी ब्लड में है, तो हमें कभी भी ना उस चीज के लिए सोचना नहीं पड़ता. सो आई हैव नेवर एवर वर्कड एज अ टीचर और एज अ मेंटर थिंकिंग लाइक कि मैं अभी इस टाइम पे काम कर रही हूँ और दैट इज गोइंग टू हैम्पर माई प्रिपरेशन फॉर चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंसी. So starting from my ninth standard, when I was in ninth standard, 2009.
Mm-hmm.
So starting from that journey, I started with just one student. A kid came to me, वो मेरे classmate की sister थी, and she said कि दीदी I want some tuitions from you. तो वहां पर मुझे ऐसा लगा कि I can actually help somebody. That tuition actually helped me to earn 250 rupees. But वो 250 से अभी एक big amount तक, it's being a journey. क्योंकि it's not about money, it's about the interest I have in the students. So whenever I used to have my board exam starting from 10th, 12th, having my graduation, I am BCom honors from Delhi University, along with my chartered accountancy journey. मेरे CA final के exams तक भी मैंने कभी भी tuitions पढ़ाना नहीं छोड़ा. So that is so helpful for me. I used to go for my classes at 6 a.m. 6:30 स्टार्ट होता था. आई यूज टू ट्रेवल, सो 5:30 6 AM मेरे को जाना पड़ता था. सो जनरली आई यूज टू हैव माई क्लासेस इवन बिफोर दैट और आफ्टर कमिंग बैक होम, जब मेरा ऑफिस वगैरह क्लोज हो जाता था 6:30 और 7 PM. सो यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड कि अगर इतने हेक्टिक रूटीन के बाद इफ आई एम हैविंग 1 or 2 hours of classes with the students, so that is something very inspiring and very relaxing for me rather than taking it as hectic schedule. Yeah.
Is it a part of commerce for you, which you have started? Like, I have seen that you have been a founder from quite a long time for commerce for you. So, is it the part of the same? You were providing online classes, something around in the same domain, right?
Definitely, Prachi. Being an Indian student now, we generally do not prefer online classes or digital books. Scenario has changed during the COVID duration. तो वो जो commerce for you का start था, that was also a part of COVID. जनरली पीपल से कि कोविड में मुझे बहुत नुकसान हुआ, मैंने ये सब लूज कर दिया एंड मतलब मुझे बहुत कुछ फेस करना पड़ा. बट बाय गॉड्स ग्रेस और फैमिली के सपोर्ट की वजह से कोविड में ही मेरा चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंसी क्लियर हुआ. एंड ऑल्सो ड्यूरिंग कोविड आई स्टार्टेड माई ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म, जो मेरा रजिस्टर्ड अपना इंस्टीट्यूट है, कॉमर्स फॉर यू, थ्रू विच आई प्रोवाइड क्लासेस. और कोविड सिचुएशन में आई एक्चुअली गॉट मेनी स्टूडेंट्स थ्रू आउट इंडिया, नॉट ओनली फ्रॉम नॉर्थ इंडिया, ना ही सिर्फ अपने सिटी से. यू कैन इमेजिन कि किस तरह से हम अपने टेक्नोलॉजी को अगर अडॉप्ट करते हैं, इंक्लूडिंग आवर ओन इंटरेस्ट, द सेम वे यू बोथ आर डूइंग. सो वी हैव अ लॉन्ग वे. तो वो सिर्फ एक छोटे से शहर से कुछ बच्चों को पढ़ाते पढ़ाते आई एक्चुअली स्टार्टेड टीचिंग सो मेनी स्टूडेंट्स अराउंड इंडिया. That was really helpful for me as well in terms of monetary terms, as well as मेरे को अपना खुद का motivation मिलता था कि एक teacher होना कहीं से भी कुछ भी कम नहीं है. We are no less than anyone else.
Yeah.
Definitely, and I guess it shares the experience also, right? Like when you are learning, obviously, but along with that, when you are sharing the same kind of knowledge with someone, that remains for a very longer time. कहा भी जाता है, शायद हमें बोला भी जाता है कि whenever you learn something, if you share that knowledge with 2 or 3 people more, you will remember that thing for forever maybe.
Yes,
so
definitely.
That's a nice practice. Yeah.
And I think, I think, before we jump onto the next thing, but I wanted to, you to share more about thoda sa commerce for you, because I think I know I have, read about it, maybe Prachi know about it, but someone who is viewing this podcast might have no idea about what is commerce for you. So can you just help us understand what it is, what you have to do? Are you still doing it a part of that stuff like CA?
Yeah, sure. So basically commerce for you is all about the commerce stream. कोई स्टूडेंट जो कॉमर्स करना चाहता है या कॉमर्स में है या ऑलरेडी इट्स अबाउट देयर हिस्ट्री, सो दैट इज ऑल अराउंड द सेम. आई हैव अ यूट्यूब चैनल नेम्ड कॉमर्स फॉर यू. having some social media platforms handles along with the same name. So it is registered. I used to provide official paid classes back in COVID situation. Once I started my own entrepreneurship, my own classes, I started journey as a career counselor. So वहां पे जो मॉनेटरी मेरा एस्पेक्ट था वो खत्म हो चुका है. Because now that is a inspiring for me, a motivation for me. तो अब उसमें I actually provide some kind of updates for commerce student, not only for chartered accountancy student. So I used to provide some of the topics, specific topics, because I have taken classes for economics, accounts, as well as for business studies. So I used to provide classes for the same. So abhi ke liye, the current position of Commerce for You is an online platform that helps our students to understand the updates from CBSE or any kind of chartered accountancy updates or specific topics as well. That includes the 3 subjects mainly. Yeah.
Perfect. I believe we will be adding the link of this for our viewers so that they can utilize this link for sure. Even I would like to go through it because yet not I have not got the chance to go through this particular channel. So I would be really happy if you can share.
But I think nowadays I think commerce. When I look as entrepreneur, and as an entrepreneur, I think commerce is very essential for everyone. Like it has become a part of life because even for me, my GST, all the filings, everything I do myself. So I think it has become something very crucial to everyone, and everyone needs to learn. Not everything, but at least some part of it. At least a basic initial education is very essential now.
Yeah, so for that, Vaibhav, I would like to add, time has changed. Earlier, we used to have कि जो सबसे intelligent student है, that will take science stream, then commerce, and then arts. Now the scenario has revolted.
Yep.
The old traditional class will definitely think about pursuing the basic courses. That is very common for all and definitely helpful. लेकिन अगर interest की बात आए तो definitely you are going to take arts. And finance is something I have so many friends and colleagues जो अगर finance field से नहीं भी थे ना, after discussing some points with me or any of the phase, they have also started MBA. They are taking some finance literacy course because आप किसी भी stream से हो, पैसा आप कमाओगे भी, save भी करोगे और उसको manage भी करोगे. So it's all about, somehow it's all about commerce, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that totally makes sense.
Financing, accounting, I guess everyone have to be aware of, especially if you are an entrepreneur. So definitely that link's gonna help most of our viewers, right?
And I think coming back to your now, the next phase, or I would say more like a CA phase, how you are doing right now, like with the company and like, because I think when you are managing, if I'm not wrong, shall I say it as a company or shall I say it as associates, I would say, or a firm, I would say. So I think it has different roles, managing people, finding new clients and like various stuff, right? So how is that particularly helping you with your previous experience, that is teaching students? Is there any correlation in between them, and like do you feel that you are very glad that you did that so that you are now it's helping you?
Yeah, Vaibhav, this question is really interesting for me and very heart touching for me as well. क्योंकि मैंने ना अपने आप को कभी भी एक old school chartered accountant imagine किया ही नहीं. Even when I was pursuing and even after being a chartered accountant, मुझे हर किसी ने कहा that you will literally have grey hair जब आप CA complete कर लेंगे. You will be unhealthy. You won't look pretty. तो मुझे ना वो थोड़े से myths को सबको cross करना है. Everybody wanted me to be either in a job or in a practice because ultimately सबका ये मानना है कि अगर आप CA बन चुके हैं तो आपका यही रोल है. Now things are actually changing. We have lots and lots of opportunities. It's about your interest and आप कितना हाथ पैर मार सकते हो अपने opportunities को grab करने के लिए. If I talk about my practice and managing people, definitely I'm not that old school chartered accountant, बहुत वो serious, बहुत सारी piles of files and all that. You'll definitely find lots and lots of mementos, trophies in my office rather than having more files. बहुत बार ऐसा हुआ है that I have heard that why don't you keep more files in front rather than keeping your trophies, because ultimately that is my interest and that makes me happy. तो अगर क्लाइंट्स ग्रैब करने की बात आती है ना वैभव, whenever we have a face, why do we know more about celebrities and less about some ministers or politicians or maybe some businessmen? There's a thin line difference कि सेलिब्रिटी भी अपना ही काम कर रहे हैं लेकिन उनका फेस बहुत फेमस है. Businessmen might be earning lots and lots and lots as compared to that of celebrities. लेकिन शायद अंबानी के बाद थोड़ा बहुत बिजनेसमैन को कोई नहीं जानता होगा, पहचानता होगा, राइट? तो मेरा भी अपनी लाइफ के लिए, अपनी जर्नी के लिए यही व्यू पॉइंट है. We need to earn 3 things in our profession or in our life: name, fame and money, right? ये सीरीज ऐसे क्यों बनाई गई है? कुछ तो होगा ना कि मनी को लास्ट में रखा गया है, बिकॉज इट्स नॉट ऑल अबाउट मनी. बहुत सारे ऐसे सीएस होंगे, दे आर चार्जिंग लैक्स एंड करोर्स ऑफ फीस, दे आर अर्निंग. आई एम प्राउड ऑफ देम, वो मेरे आईसीआई के मेंबर है, बट आई एम नॉट वन ऑफ देम एक्चुअली. मेरा जो वो नेम और फेम वाला कॉलम है ना, उस पे चेक होना, टिक बॉक्स होना इज मैंडेटरी फॉर माई प्रोफेशन. अगर मैं एंथुजियास्ट रहती हूँ, अगर मैं एनर्जेटिक रहती हूँ अपनी किसी भी मीटिंग के लिए, राइट नाउ व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग, दिस इज नॉट समथिंग प्री प्लान या सोचना नहीं पड़ रहा, दिस इज जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ दैट नेम एंड फेम. और उसके बाद मनी, तो डेफिनेटली वी ऑल इंडियंस आर वेरी हेल्पफुल, वेरी इमोशनल. अगर किसी का दूर दूर तक कोई रिश्तेदार या दोस्त अगर सीए होगा ना, आई एम वेरी श्योर आपकी कभी भी कहीं पे भी डिस्कशन हो रहा है, किसी को भी कोई फाइनेंशियल सलाह चाहिए या कोई भी काम कराना है, दे आर डेफिनेटली गोइंग टू प्रोवाइड योर कार्ड और नंबर. आई एम सो श्योर. So I never run behind my clients. Rather, my family, my friends, my colleagues, my whole support system helps me to get my clients directly in my office. तो वहां पर I'm blessed कि ऐसा नहीं होता कि मुझे उस चीज के लिए कहीं पे जाना है. So I'm on initial stages and hopefully I'm going to grow my practice as well. But definitely not as an old school person.
Really happy to hear this thing because even my perspective for the CA is very different. Today, when I am hearing from you, it's actually making the change in that perspective. So yeah, thanks for sharing that. So Ayushree, I would like to know, like you have been managing multiple things together. Commerce for you is obviously which is ongoing project for you. Along with that, you do multiple mentoring sessions. I know that you are also involved with ICAI. And along with that, now you have started the firm. I guess 6 months back you have started this firm, right?
Yes.
So how exactly you are managing all this? Especially if I talk about with the firm, you have to spend more time here, right? So you have your own clients and maybe from the monetizing part also, you will be focusing more here. So is the other works are getting hampered for you now, or simultaneously you are able to maintain everything?
So Prachi, whenever we need to maintain or whenever we want to be successful, it's not only about us who is working behind us, right? So ultimately again I'll come to my family, जो मेरा support system है. So whenever I have any kind of sessions, any kind of counselings, या मुझे कभी भी अगर travel करना है other than my own office, so definitely I have my family support. So they just help me a lot. I'm so thankful. बहुत मेरी help होती है that I'm easy to go and move for the meetings. And whenever they get a chance to join me for the meeting, my God, you can't imagine the proud faces. You can't imagine. Literally, my family has tears in my eyes whenever they just are in the audience team whenever I have a meeting or a counseling session. So nothing is more than that to help me.
I do remember there was one message from you some days back with your award, right? You have sent a direct WhatsApp message to me. Actually, that day I had a tears on my eyes, thinking just on this piece, ki, okay, somebody close to me is sharing that special moment, especially with me, ki, okay, Prachi, I have got this achievement. So I really felt great that day. I really felt, okay, we are connected that way, that your message is coming directly to me with that award. So I can just understand your when your family is being the part of that events with you, how they might be feeling.
Yes, definitely. They are so proud and those very, very happy. तो वो मैंने आपको बोला ना, वापस से वही तीन चीजें. I'm not working on this. we have our family support, right? We need to live a happy life. We need to be very much into our own targets. So I'm working on first two. So whenever I have any kind of sessions like this, definitely my family support for it, and I just try to collaborate with my clients and my other parties wherever I have the sessions to just adjust the time accordingly. So usually I have those 6 to 7 hours in my office, and other than that, I just try to travel and take my sessions. But yes, definitely, other than this, whenever there is an emergency, I need to close my office. So I have my back, my husband. He just manages the office. He is there, and I take my own sessions. And want to add one more point here, which might sound very funny. I have Sundays to make myself energetic. The whole Sunday to relax until unless it is a call from ICI. I just try to avoid any kind of work pressure on me. I just enjoy the whole day for self pampering and enjoying my time with the family.
Okay, so I have two more questions adding to this thing. One, I would like to know your family is also into the CA business only, or how exactly they are able to help? Because when it comes to family support, especially if they have the domain in the same background, so then they will be able to help. And secondly, I would like to know more about ICA because maybe I am not very much aware of it. So both the points I would like from you to come.
Sure. Sure, Prati. So, first of all, I want to add I'm the first generation chartered accountant of my family. Either it's my parents' side or my in laws, I'm the first generation chartered accountant, and I'm very happy and proud to say that. So, coming to my office and managing the other tasks, definitely my husband is not into the same field. He is a businessman. He has recently came back from Canada. Earlier, he was staying there, and I was managing my degree here. So he has came back. So he's running his online business. He's into the same. So we have a common office. Other than the common home, we have the common roof for our work as well. So this is how I manage. So whenever we have any kind of urgent calls or any kind of urgent messages on the behalf of clients, so he just takes the call, just try to convey the message to me, and this is how we collaborate.
Wow.
And if I talk about ICAI, I'm super proud that students are actually trying to find the best universities around the world. They're leaving their home, paying lakhs and lakhs of rupees to stay out their country. But I'm proud Indian, staying in India, and I have been taking this honor of the degree as a chartered accountant from world's top accounting body. Now, why I wanted to add this, earlier we used to have it on second largest accounting body after then USA. But when Indian came to know about the fact that USA people actually add on the number of members and the number of students all together to count the strength, so we got the first rank. So definitely ICAI is the world's top accounting body. Now you can imagine why people generally say कि CA करना बहुत मुश्किल है. बहुत कम बच्चे ऐसे हैं जो उसको क्लियर कर पाएंगे, और अगर आपने क्लियर कर लिया, my God, प्राची and वैभव, whenever I meet people, my God, the honor I get in the society. अभी नॉर्मल मिल रहे हैं तो I'm Ayushree Khanna, right? अगर आप मुझसे पूछेंगे कि आप करते क्या है, I'm a chartered accountant, उनका एक्सप्रेशन उसी टाइम चेंज हो जाता है. उनका व्यू पॉइंट उसी टाइम चेंज हो जाता है. सो डेफिनेटली वी नीड स्ट्रगल. और आपको जैसी लाइफ अपनी स्टडी और एजुकेशन के बाद चाहिए, उसी का अकॉर्डिंग आपको पढ़ाई करनी पड़ेगी. So that is what ICAI maintains, a very high benchmark to clear their exams, which is not easy but not impossible as well.
Right. I was just noticing that right now you have said that like your name says Ayushree Khanna. I was just want to say that can you rename it to CA Ayushree Khanna?
Yeah, definitely, Vaibhav. CA Ayushree Khanna.
And this reminds me of very good incident. So क्या होता था कि during these days, which is specifically March year end, ये टाइम होता था कि सब फाइनेंशियल का ऑडिट होना है, मतलब अप्रैल में ऑडिट होगा, सब कुछ होगा. एंड यहाँ पे जो है जो कंपनी के करोड़ों के मालिक है वो किसी से नहीं डरते. बट जब एक सीए आता है और वो जब अकाउंटिंग की फाइल खोलता है, तब वो सबके सब एकदम ऐसे, मतलब सबके सब प्रेजेंट क्या होगा एंड देन वेरी कॉन्शियस. सो लाइक सेम थिंग यू रेफर्ड, the authority and the way of life you want ahead, you have to be working hard for that. And I think ICAI, I think help you to achieve that definitely.
यहाँ पे क्या होता है ना वैभव, जनरली वी हैव अ फियर ऑफ आवर टीचर, इन्विजिलेटर और एग्जामिनर टिल द डेट वी आर राइटिंग आवर एग्जाम्स, दैट्स ऑल.
Yeah,
लेकिन उसके बाद भी अगर आपको कोई चेक कर सकता है या ऑडिट कर सकता है, वो चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट ही है.
absolutely.
वी
Yeah.
हैव गॉट दैट अथॉरिटी टू ऑडिट एनीथिंग. तो हर किसी को अपनी गलतियां सामने आने से तो नेचुरल है, डर लगेगा ही. एंड दैट इज वाई दे आर सो रिस्पेक्टफुल वेन एवर ऑडिटर इज एंटरिंग द फर्म.
Yeah.
अभी के लिए तो आई एम चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट, व्हेन आई यूज्ड टू बी अ सीए आर्टिकल. माय गॉड, वो ऐसा होता था कि आर्टिकल्स आए हैं, ऑडिट टीम आई है, दे आर गोइंग टू ऑडिट, द वे दे welcome us, the way they provide all the documents and the files was amazing. So definitely we are on that authority and would love to maintain that as well.
If I specifically ask you for the branch, I know for the fact that you are associated with ICA Panipat, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so would you like to share some more details on that, like how you are associated and what kind of sessions you are taking? Because I keep on seeing certain posts, especially on the counseling sessions which you take with them.
Yeah.
So may I know more details on that?
Sure, Prachi. Now it is again like my parents and my in-laws. So now I am associated with two branches, Panipat and Sonipat. So earlier I used to be in Panipat branch. मेरी सारी पढ़ाई, मेरी trainings, officially जो मेरा membership है, that is from Panipat branch. But recently I got a message from one of my colleague. He said we just generally call girls as Duhati in Sanskrit. That means the girls who take care and wants are the well-wishers of two families. So he actually inspired me saying the same, that now you are on the same position. You have to see the goods for Panipat as well as for Sonipat branch. So whosoever is going to take your benefits or whosoever is going to call you or honor you, be there for both. So it is just like I am taking career counseling session which do not have any restriction to be taken in the branch itself. So basically we have three councils, the central one, the regional one and the branches. Every city generally have a branch or a chapter. Regionals, we have 4 or 5 regional offices or the main, you can say the main authorities, where we also have the elected committees. So we have north, south, east, west and central. And the central council, the topmost authority. So if I talk about the Panipat branch, so I generally take the training session for CA students, some of the seminars and webinars as well for helping them out how they can crack their exams or what problems do they face while they are preparing for their exams or even in the exam hall, because those 3 hours itself is a dragon of our life, right? And other than that, we actually attend some of the meetings where we have the official and technical speakers for different topics. और हमारी पढ़ाई CA डिग्री कंप्लीट होने के बाद भी खत्म नहीं होती है. We used to study and we are still studying. And same in the case with Sonipat branch as well. So whenever we have any kind of seminars and webinars, generally all the members are invited. But whenever you just try to take more initiatives, you have the talent or you are into the branch matters a lot. So they just try to keep you on priority. Definitely, it's just like any other organization. So I actually attend most of the programs as a moderator or coordinator as well, because I love to arrange programs for ICAI and very happy to work for ICAI. And let me add one thing, the whole managing committee, speakers and the moderators, they are not at all paid, but it is just for the betterment of ICAI. So again, name and fame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think so. I am not sure about rest of the people, but I have someone in my family who is doing CA and recently completed it. So I know some to extent so taxation and this thing is not only the field that you can enter after the CA. So, but I think a lot of people might actually not aware about it, and so can you just give us a brief idea that once I crack the examination, what are the opportunities that I have? Is it just like taxation, or what are the different opportunities in this field?
So Vaibhav, we have some IT experts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now again, who is going to check their work? IT auditors.
Yeah.
So we have chartered accountants in the role.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, we have any other kind of organization, not only for accounting or taxation. if somebody like me who is interesting into public speaking, dealing with students and all, we have lots of opportunities, starting from a paper setter for ICI, paper evaluator, a counselor, so that all counts in dealing with the students. Other than that, you can be into any of the fields. If I talk about taxation and accounting, which is very, very common. Other than that, we have auditing, right? You can be expert in even a specific audits. So we actually audit different types of organization, just like you mentioned, lots of businessmen have a fear of auditor. Other than that, we have banks, which we audit. So we can specialize into any of those fields. And specialization is the era, right? And if I talk about my specific case or some of the similar, we can also earn being a professional speaker.
Yeah.
So I have already added that we usually do not charge ICI for the same, but ICI authorizes us to take any kind of sessions with bankers, with doctors, with teachers, or anyone else who wants to learn finance or any of the specialization which we have.
Wow.
So we have sky as a limit.
Also, so what I know so far is there is also government banks such as SBI and
Yeah.
so these, and I think they do have some specific positions for CAs as well. I think so banking also becomes I think another sector.
Yes, sure.
So-
वैभव, आपने बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स को सुना होगा कि बैंकिंग के लिए दे नीड टू राइट एग्जाम्स,
Yeah.
और हर एक प्रमोशन के लिए दे हैव टू ऑप्शंस, आइदर टू कीप राइटिंग देयर एग्जाम्स और टू वेट फॉर अ गुड टाइम फॉर देयर प्रमोशन once they are experienced. But we being a chartered accountant get the opportunity directly to sit as a manager of bank.
Wow.
Without writing any exam, without waiting for the years of experience. Even as a fresher, I've seen people sitting on manager seat. So that is the level of expertise, because tax and accounting is not only the subject we are studying.
Right.
They're covering every aspect. If you look at the computers, we are studying that as well. Starting from English and basic mathematics or economics, we come to that direct, indirect taxation, including international taxation.
Yeah.
Overall, how challenging this journey was for you? Like, if I talk about the starting days from tutoring to being a CA and to the firm, I would like to know what all challenges you have faced in establishing all this.
Sure. So, Prachi, we all have ups and downs, right? So as I. Throughout my journey, it's definitely not easy. जैसे मैंने starting में बोला, it is not a cup of tea. लेकिन एक होता है कि आप एक लेवल के बाद when you achieve it, आपको relief मिलता है कि ठीक है, what all I have struggled, it is over. So if I talk about my challenges, just like I've mentioned that I'm the first generation chartered accountant, so I had no one to guide me. किसी को कोई आइडिया ही नहीं था. इवन मेरे पेरेंट्स को लोग डराते थे लिटरली कि खन्ना साहब, गुड़िया को 18 घंटे पढ़ाई करनी पड़ेगी. So definitely being parents, they used to have a concern about me. They also suggested कि आप अपना BCom honors कर लीजिए, आप वो graduate हो जाएंगे, and then you start your CA. Why you are taking burden of both the degrees all together? तो वहां पर भी challenge आता था. I used to have exams during May and June. तो graduation का भी और CA intermediate का भी साथ ही होता था. But just like I've mentioned again and again कि CA में हम इतना पढ़ लेते हैं कि BCom honors के exam में I used to come back home and leave the examination hall just after 2 hours. So I used to doubt myself हमेशा. 5-6 एग्जाम्स देने, डाउट होना कि माय गॉड, या तो ये स्टूडेंट्स बहुत इंटेलिजेंट है, मेरे को पढ़ने का टाइम नहीं मिल रहा, या मैं कुछ एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी हूँ, ये सब बैठे हुए मैं 2 घंटे में बाहर कैसे आ गई हूँ. सो दैट वाज चैलेंजिंग. लेकिन थैंकफुली ICAI हमारे लिए वो मंदिर है, राइट? उन्होंने हमें इतना ज्ञान दिया है अपने हर एक अलग अलग स्टेजेस पे कि वी यूज टू फेस अदर थिंग्स वेरी स्मूथली. मेन चैलेंजिंग पार्ट किसी भी CA के लिए आता है व्हेन वी आर इनटू आर्टिकलशिप and we are preparing for our CA final exams. Yeah. So just like I've mentioned कि मैंने CA final के duration में भी पढ़ाना नहीं छोड़ा. I used to have my class at 6:30 morning, 10:30 तक क्लास अटेंड करना, उसके बाद ऑफिस जाना, ऑफिस से वही 5-6 बजे फ्री होना, then travel back home, used to have the tuitions. और उसके बाद तो दिन खत्म ना. तो वहां पर प्रॉब्लम आती है, हाउ डू यू मैनेज योर स्टडीज. Definitely, just like other chartered accountants, I also had some setbacks in my CA final exams. और intermediate में तो एक बहुत close था. I got 196 and needed 200. तो आप ये देखिए कि वो वही 4 marks का setback.
कितने बार क्लियर करना पड़ा आपको? आई वुड लाइक टू नो.
उसके लिए वापस से वही 6 महीने पढ़ाई, वापस से सब कुछ प्रिपेयर करना, लेकिन आई हैड माई बैक. अभी मैं इस चीज के लिए आई एम सो ब्लेस्ड. जब सीए करना था या अब सीए मेंटेन करना है, बोथ माई फैमिलीज आर टू सपोर्टिव. सो जब भी मैं अपसेट होती थी ना, I'm actually I face so many challenges कि अभी मैं इतनी स्ट्रांग हो गई हूँ कि कोई चैलेंज हो तो मुझे थोड़ी देर अफेक्ट करता है, देन आई एम ओके विद माई होल रूटीन. तो आई जनरली डू नॉट ट्राई टू इफेक्ट माई सेल्फ अ लॉट. तो क्या होता था ना, रिजल्ट आया 196, फेल हो गए हैं और नेक्स्ट डे थोड़े से अपसेट हैं, बट पेरेंट्स इतना सपोर्ट करते थे. मेरे पापा ने मुझे एक ही बात समझाई थी कि बेटे, बड़े मकान बनाने में बहुत समय लगता है और आप छोटा सा मकान कभी भी खड़ा कर सकते हो. तो अब आप देखो कि आपको खुद को कहाँ सेटल देखना है. तो अगर इतना ऊंचा पहुंचना है ना, तो उसके लिए पेशेंस तो चाहिए होगी, हार्डवर्क तो लगेगा. इसीलिए ना प्राची एंड वैभव, हमारे यहाँ पर फेलियर नहीं बोला जाता, हमारे यहाँ पर अटेम्प्ट्स बोला जाता है. एंड दैट इज अ वेरी पॉजिटिव पॉइंट फॉर ऑल द सीए एस्पिरेंट्स. तो एग्जाम क्लियर करना ही अपने आप में एक बड़ा चैलेंज था, किसी गाइडेंस के ना होते हुए. और वही एक बहुत बड़ी मोटिवेशन है व्हाई आई एम अ सीए स्टूडेंट मेंटर टुडे. बिकॉज आई रियली वांट कि मेरे को इतना माइन्यूटली पता है ना कि कहाँ कहाँ क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम आ सकती है, दैट आई कैन एक्चुअली हेल्प द स्टूडेंट्स. एंड आई लव टू डू दैट. और उसके अलावा आपको वही पढ़ाई मैनेज करनी है, स्लीप टाइम. प्राची में वही एक घर का एक बच्चा होता है ना जिसको सोना बहुत पसंद है, मैं वही हूँ. आई लव टू स्लीप इवन ऑन संडेज. तो अभी वो मेरे इन-लॉज को भी पता है अच्छे से. मेरे पहले प्रॉब्लम क्या होती थी, आई एक्चुअली नीड द होल नाइट टू स्टडी. और वो उसी टाइम पर हो सकता है क्योंकि दिन में हमने सीए करनी है, हमारे नेबर्स ने, हमारे रिलेटिव्स ने सीए नहीं करनी. तो आई नेवर आस्क एनीबडी एल्स टू एडजस्ट, रादर आई जस्ट वांट ऑलवेज टू एडजस्ट माई सेल्फ. उससे ना हम कभी परेशान नहीं होते, राइट. आई यूज्ड टू स्टडी ओवरनाइट्स. वहां पर वो प्रॉब्लम आती थी, मैं हमेशा ये सोचती थी सीए कर लूं, मेरे को सोना है, प्लीज मुझे एक दिन रेस्ट के लिए चाहिए. सो वेन एवर आई यूज्ड टू अचीव अ टारगेट या अपना सब्जेक्ट क्लियर हो गया, एग्जाम क्लियर हो गया, तो उसके बाद और कुछ मेरा टारगेट नहीं होता था, मुझे रेस्ट चाहिए. थोड़ा मुझे रिलैक्स होकर सोना है, बिना अलार्म्स के उठना है, क्योंकि हम जब सीए करते हैं तो एक एक मिनट का हिसाब होता है.
But after being a CA, I think so your schedule is getting more tighter.
हाँ, but
अब तो मुझे लगता है सोने का बिल्कुल मौका नहीं मिल रहा होगा.
नहीं प्राची, you're wrong here. I at least manage 7 hours of my sleep. कभी होता है 6 hours, 5 hours. Otherwise I just manage 7 hours of sleep. उसके बिना तो फिर आप पूरा दिन ना, you cannot be smiling, you cannot talk, you cannot be energetic for your work.
One personal question: who is the ideal in your ideal of your life? कि okay, this is the person whom you idealize.
मैंने हमेशा अपने जो फ्रेंड्स बनाए या किसी से कुछ शेयर किया या कहीं से भी कुछ भी सीखी, वो सिर्फ मेरे मम्मी पापा है. और अभी के लिए मेरे मदर इन लॉ एंड फादर इन लॉ. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है ना, अगर हम कहीं किसी बाहर से इंस्पायर हो रहे हैं ना, प्राची एंड वैभव, दैट पर्सन माइट गेट चेंज बेस्ड ऑन द सिचुएशंस, बेस्ड ऑन द टाइम, राइट. लेकिन हमारे जो पेरेंट्स हैं वो हमेशा हमारे साथ है. तो आप अगर उनसे कुछ सीख रहे हो, कभी कोई सिचुएशन आई भी व्हेन वी बोथ आर नॉट इन अ गुड मूड, नहीं बात करने का मन कर रहा, बट थोड़ी देर बाद विल गेट नॉर्मल. तो कभी भी कुछ भी सीखा, इवन मैं आज भी बोलती हूँ कि मेरा मेंटरिंग इतना अच्छा लगता है स्टूडेंट्स को. आई एम शॉक्ड, मैं कुछ मतलब आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स नहीं कर रही हूँ. इट इज जस्ट ऑल माई लर्निंग्स थ्रू आउट द लाइफ, स्पेसिफिकली फ्रॉम माई पेरेंट्स. तो जो फैमिली से, दोनों फैमिली से सीखने को मिलता है ना, वही चीज मैं प्रोफेशन में डाल रही हूँ, एंड दैट इज हेल्पिंग मी आउट.
In whole of your conversation, I was hearing mummy, papa, so that's the reason I have asked this question also. Like, I'm sure you're gonna idealize them because the kind of intuition what I am getting from your conversation, I can feel कि okay, those are the real supporters of your life. So that's really nice. Yeah.
Also, I think one more thing I always feel that, like coming back to the same thing you just referred, uh, कि शायद like people move on, लोग आते हैं लोग जाते हैं, but parents are always gonna be there, and the best part is they don't have any negative intentions towards you. So whatever they're gonna do is always a positive sentiment, right? So it's
Selfless.
it's always better to rely on someone who is definitely your like forever cheerleader, supporter than someone who might stay, someone who might leave. So yeah, and I think another point that is there is that a lot of these generations tend to compare themselves with different people, like like they compare, like यार उसने तो ये कर लिया उसने वो कर लिया. But I think what you just said kind of highlighted one part, that it's always generational, like like we always need to look that where my family was yesterday and where I am today, where my family is today, not compare anyone else, because someone might have wealth in terms of family heritage, like they don't have, they might have different privileges, so you don't have to compare yourself. I think this young generation is specifically is doing this particular mistake, that they are comparing themselves and then saying यार उसने तो वो कर लिया मैं तो नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ, even though यार I'm more smarter than him, so I can't do, I do that, like. But yeah, I think that is something that I personally resonate with, that staying connected to your family, making them your cheerleader, talking to them more frequently like a friend definitely helps you to be calm down and stay on the right track.
Exactly, and you have highlighted the correct point, and this is what I hate the most in my life. I literally hate it. I always believe every individual is different. You cannot compare. And whenever I am compared with anyone, maybe either in good terms or a bad, I don't like it. और कभी कोई फील करता है ना, आयुश्री आप ये सब कर रहे हो मैं नहीं कर पाती, you're so inspiring. No, okay, even if I'm inspiring, that is okay, but do not compare myself with you.
Exactly.
You might have special qualities जो मेरे में नहीं है, so it's better not to compare.
Right.
This always been a quote for me कि don't compare me with anyone else. I feel sometimes it makes the other person feel like कि बहुत person में attitude है, but it is actually a fact. If at all you are getting compared with other, then you will be trying to reach to their limit only. You will be not able to go to the other limit which they might have not reached. And अभी शायद वो जनता समझती नहीं है. So that is really required.
हाँ, बेसिक सी हिंदी में कहा जाता है ये प्राची कि किसी को देखकर चलने वाला हमेशा पीछे ही रह जाएगा ना. If you keep comparing कि वो क्या कर रहा है मुझे ये करना है, तो आप पीछे ही रहोगे ताकि उसको देख पाओ. लेकिन अगर आप अपने से मतलब रखोगे तो you never know कि आप कहाँ पहुंच जाओगे.
Yeah, this is very well said, and I think एक चीज मुझे अभी just click हुई. You said I'm not a old generational CA, right? So how does this new evolving technology helping? Is it there any help that is coming to you from maybe like AI integrating with maybe you? I'm not sure about how it does. कैसे होगा क्या होगा? But I'm just wondering कि is it helping? Because when I file GST, I see a lot of improvement compared to earlier days. अभी जो पोर्टल है, अभी जो UI है, इंटरफेस है, वो तो काफी अच्छा हुआ है. But how does this work for you as a CA? Like this technology shift is helping you, Digital India and this stuff?
Yes, definitely, Vaibhav. देखो अभी if I need to manage multiple tasks ना, I actually need everything digitally done. If I used to have the old times, I need to file the returns, going to the office, having those meetings. Now it's easy. We can have calls, we can have online meetings and all that. So that is helping us to save our time and energy and put it and divert it in a better way. And if I talk about that old school chartered accountants ना, तो वो जो प्राची ने बोला ना कि we can just imagine every chartered accountant being very serious and all that stuff. बस वो नहीं चाहिए मुझे. काम तो उन्हीं से सीखा है, काम भी उन्हीं के जैसा करना है, but definitely IT is helping us a lot to grow. बहुत सारे ऐसे clients हैं, if I talk about some of my major clients, जो pro कबड्डी matches अपने होते हैं, उसमें कुछ players हैं, right? I've never ever met my clients, but I'm maintaining their accounts from years. तो वो IT ही है या कोई टेक्नोलॉजी ही है जो मुझे हेल्प कर पा रही है. And definitely we need to upgrade ourselves or we need to grow. Dynamic environment, right?
Right. And then like I think you already spoke about it partially, but then how do you enjoy your time? Is it just like, having rest at home? Is it because I think there might be a times like this March ending April where work might get a lot of hectic, a lot of work, a lot of communicating with different people, filing up the sim. So what is your me time, or something that you do yourself? If that's too personal, it's okay not to sharing that. But I'm just referring that what is
Definitely I
you
can.
do?
I want to be a public figure. How could I be if I'm going to hide these things? So, Vaibhav, to relax myself is to talk to myself and God. ये मतलब bookish बातें नहीं है. But just to enjoy that, I timely fast. I do fasting. तो उससे क्या होता है, कहीं ना कहीं बहाने से सही, कभी मंदिर, कभी गुरुद्वारे, तो कभी गौशाला. तो वो एक बहुत अच्छा स्टार्ट हो जाता है दिन का. एटलीस्ट एक थोड़ा टाइम आप अपने बिजी रूटीन से निकाल सकते हो. दैट विल हेल्प यू, क्योंकि उन्हीं की वजह से हमारा सब कुछ चल रहा है, राइट?
Absolutely.
अदर देन दैट, दिस इज अबाउट स्पिरिचुअलिटी. लेकिन अपने आप को रिलैक्स करने के लिए आई एंजॉय म्यूजिक. और वो भी बीइंग अ पंजाबी पर्सन, आई एंजॉय द होल पॉप म्यूजिक. तो जब भी मुझे रिलैक्स करना होता है, जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ माई हेक्टिक वर्क स्केड्यूल और सिटिंग आवर्स की वजह से, आई एक्चुअली फेस सम ऑफ द डिसीजेज एज वेल. तो डॉक्टर्स ने भी यही बोला कि आपको सिटिंग नहीं करना, आप एक्सरसाइज कीजिए एंड ऑल. तो अभी वो इतना सब शायद ना भी पॉसिबल हो, या फिर होगा तो कंसिस्टेंट नहीं होगा. एंड आई वॉन्ट एवरीथिंग इन माई लाइफ टू बी कंसिस्टेंट. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए आज किया कल नहीं हुआ. आई एंजॉय वॉक, माई सेल्फ टाइम. और आर्ट एंड क्राफ्ट मुझे बहुत पसंद है. बैक इन 22-23, कुछ ऐसा टाइम था व्हेन आई नीड टू स्टे एट होम, और कहीं पे अभी ऑफिस वगैरह स्टार्ट नहीं किया था. आई वॉज अ फ्रीलांसर, ऑनलाइन काम करती थी. तो आई वॉन्टेड टू स्टार्ट समथिंग न्यू. आई वॉज गेटिंग बोर्ड. सो आई एक्चुअली लर्न अ न्यू आर्ट कॉल्ड मैक्रेम through YouTube videos. I ordered the whole stuff DIY, और इतना सारा बनाया ना मैंने. I've gifted to all my relatives and friends. So this is how I keep myself enjoying my own life other than my hectic work.
तो कोविड में दिस यूज टू बी माई रूटीन टू, मैक्रोमे वर्क. एंड मैंने भी इसी तरह से ऑनलाइन सीखा था, जिसमें कि आई नॉट डिड वेरी ग्रेट टास्क, बट थोड़ा तो सीख लिया था. आई वुड लाइक टू सी योर वर्क ऑल्सो, एंड वी विल लाइक टू शो योर वर्क टू व्यूअर्स ऑल्सो, किस टाइप के वो मैक्रोमे वर्क टर्न अप हुए. इफ पॉसिबल आई विल ऑल्सो ट्राई.
Definitely. I have gifted one. Sure. No, I have gifted one very special frame to my husband as well. When he came back from Canada, I gave him the surprise कि ये मैंने बनाया है. And वो कैसे सीखा, कहाँ गए. It's all about technology.
Memories to make.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think we are at the very end of this. I hate to say this, but very end of this podcast session. So I think we have a rapid fire round going on. I think Prachi will take you through that. It is very simple. We will be asking you question. You don't have to think about it. Whatever comes to your mind, you just simply share that. So over to you, Prachi.
Perfect. Okay. First word, friends.
My husband.
Family.
My parents and in-laws.
CA.
Sorry?
CA.
CA, my whole life.
Okay. Commerce for you?
That was a dream turning into reality.
I have few more words for you.
Sure.
What does profit means to you?
A relaxing sleep at the end of the day.
Wow. Community.
Helping each other.
Sounds good. Life as a whole.
It's all about helping each other and making each other happy. You never know कब समय खत्म हो जाए.
Perfect. So yep, that's all we have. Sorry?
Investment. One more word is coming to my mind.
Investment. Prachi, invest in yourself. फाइनेंशियल इन्वेस्टमेंट सब बता देंगे आपको. कोर्सेज मिल जाएंगे, पैसा इन्वेस्ट कर लोगे. इन्वेस्ट इन योरसेल्फ. आप जहां हो, आप ये देखो कि आप क्या और ऐड कर सकते हो कि आप एक इम्प्रूव्ड ह्यूमन बीइंग बन पाओ.
This is the
Wow.
best recommendation at the end we have got.
No, I think this, so I'm not sure, but recently I did something like this, and I think even I'm feeling better about it. So, just she was referring कि when you're sitting, you get a lot of diseases naturally. आप कुछ नहीं भी करो तो you get to start it.
Yes.
Recently, I started like from last 3 months, continually hitting the gym. Although I hated it for 1 month, but now I'm started loving it. अब ऐसा होता है कि एक दिन भी नहीं छूट, मतलब अच्छा नहीं लगता है एक दिन नहीं जाओ.
हाँ हाँ
But again, it goes to investing in yourself, and I think it does help me sit calmly, peacefully. अगर कोई कल क्लाइंट छोड़ के चला गया था, वो ठीक है यार, जाने देख लेंगे, कुछ भी कर लेंगे, कुछ
yes.
ना कुछ तो हो जाएगा. So I think yeah, that is something that everyone should definitely do. Invest in themselves in any form, whether you are in job, whether you are in business,
Yes.
health.
First you need to satisfy yourself ना. बहुत बहुत बार ऐसा होता है you don't look like a married lady, और आपको शादी को इतना टाइम हो गया है, और maybe many other reason. You look so good in professionals. So वो सब अच्छा दिखना, अच्छा बोलना, खुश रहना, प्रॉब्लम सबके साथ है.
Yeah,
अभी हम तीनों भी बात कर रहे हैं ना, हम तीनों के पास भी कोई ना कोई प्रॉब्लम होगी डेफिनेटली. बट
absolutely.
दैट इज नॉट द सोल्यूशन, राइट?
Yeah,
अभी एटलीस्ट आप जो चीज कर रहे हो, यू शुड गिव योर बेस्ट.
correct.
और परेशानी के लिए तो सोचने के लिए टाइम ऑलरेडी होता ही है, नहीं होता तो हम निकाल लेते हैं, राइट?
Leave at the moment. At the night, you can do overthinking.
Yeah. And that is why I said कि we need a good sleep at the end. अगर
Right.
वो मिल रहा है ना, तो you are actually earning.
After doing the overthinking, you can sleep. I will add
Yes,
this
Prachi.
now.
Are you
Yeah, we can't
suggesting
avoid
this, or
that.
you are not suggesting this? What are you
I'm
doing?
suggesting this. कि
Oh,
you live in the moment for the full day. At night, you can find some time for overthinking, and after that, please have a peaceful sleep.
Yeah, perfect.
all right. So, I think that was it about this podcast. I'm not sure if you got any chance. Next time I would definitely love to explore personal finance or something. If you get any chance, how a CA can recommend initial step, because I think now I'm in age where a lot of new friends are getting married. And they're quite disturbed with the finance because there are a lot of sudden responsibilities that has hiked up, and I think
Yes.
that is something a lot of people don't do it. So if there is any blueprint like stuff that you can share, maybe we would be very happy to host you again whenever it's possible, whenever you are done with this March April hype season.
Definitely,
Uh,
definitely.
and great talking to you. I can totally feel the motivation, and I can assume that I can imagine what students might be feeling when they had your session for the exams to be happening. So thank you so much for taking this time out. Prachi, final thoughts you have?
I would like to add there is definitely a very positive era or positive vibes what you get from Ayushri. Whenever I talk
Absolutely.
to her, there is a feeling of motivation. Ki, okay, this person is doing so much, and she's not giving a back step for anything. She was there was days, I guess, a year back
Yeah.
we have spoke on the challenging terms also where you had faced some or other challenges. I've not never seen you taking a back step. You are always motivated through some or other ways, but you keep yourself motivated, and there is always a smile on her face. So that is something really important to maintain, where like most of the people are not able to maintain when they are somehow disturbed. So yeah, so I really appreciate you for that piece, Ayushri, and I definitely would like to stay connected and shoot another podcast with you where we can have more deep conversation about finance, which we have not covered today, and also about I guess entrepreneurship journey, because that is something which we have not covered in today's podcast. So we'll definitely like to connect once again as per the viewers, like if viewers also will be posting some comments that this is something what they wanted to know from you, so we will be happy to address in the next podcast.
Definitely, definitely. It was a pleasure meeting you both. And Prachi, I always give you a title of dost. And there is a reason, right? और रही स्माइल की बात ना, I wanted to share one fact. अभी I actually had a recent meeting in ICAI where I had all the pictures with my स्माइलिंग टीथ, राइट? और एक पिक्चर बिल्कुल सिंपल, वो मुझे सोचकर करना पड़ता है. माय गॉड, एवरीबडी विल से शी इज ऑलवेज लाइक दिस. एंड मुझे लगता है कि यार मेरे जो साथ है वो इतना स्ट्रेट फेस में बैठे हैं, शायद मुझे सिंसियरली बैठना चाहिए एज अ सीए. तो वो पिक्चर आप देखेंगे और 90% ऑफ द पिक्चर डेफिनेटली आई वुड लव एंड गो फॉर दोज 90%. My belief is आपका जो फेज चल रहा है वो कोई अच्छा हो या बुरा हो, वो फेज रुकने वाला नहीं है, राइट?
True.
एंड इफ यू वर वेटिंग फॉर सम ऑफ द पॉइंट्स इन योर लाइफ या कुछ एक चेंज के लिए वेट कर रहे हो और अगर वो नहीं हो रहा ना, तो बेहतर से बेहतरीन देना जानते हैं भगवान, राइट? सो इफ दे हैव एक्चुअली गिवन मी समथिंग एल्स, सो दैट नीड्स टू बी एक्सेप्टेड. और मैंने हमेशा ये सीखा है कि आपके साथ जो भी हो रहा है, आपका जैसा भी चल रहा है जर्नी, इफ यू विल एक्सेप्ट इट, आइदर इट्स योर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी और योर हैप्पीनेस और एनीथिंग, once you will have that power of acceptance, you'll be easy to go with the flow. और अगर आप एक्सेप्ट, यू हैव द पावर ऑफ एक्सेप्टेंस, राइट? और अगर आप एक्सेप्ट नहीं करोगे ना, तो यू ऑलवेज ट्राई टू चेंज समथिंग इन अदर्स, इन सिचुएशंस और इन सराउंडिंग्स. वो कोई भी चेंज नहीं होगा. यू नीड टू चेंज योर सेल्फ एंड एक्सेप्ट इट. यू विल बी वेरी हैप्पी विद योर ओन जर्नी. नहीं होगा तो किसी और दिन इंप्रूव हो जाएगा, right? It was nice talking to you, and definitely we would love to have one more podcast.
Thank you so
Definitely.
much.
Thank you so
Looking
much.
forward. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Sure.
Ayushree.
Thank you,
everyone.
Prachi. Thank you, Vaibhav.
Thank you. So, guys, this was the podcast. We are great to have Ayushree Khanna with us today. Thank you so much for joining us. It was nice talking to you once again. I hope you guys have, really good time knowing her today, and we will be soon back with a much more detailed, different podcast that will be into personal finance and some more stuff to explore. So thank you so much for watching this podcast. If you like this podcast, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel. If you want to reach out to Ayushree, there is a LinkedIn link for her. You can reach out to her, ask any of your questions if you have something, or you can go and visit that link where you can find all the commerce related courses and the different consultations for yourself to become the next CA and be with us again. Thank you so much, Ayushri. See you soon.